This is Optimal Work Daily, episode 1048. Done. Reduce task friction to get to task completion by Babauta of Zen Habits.net. And I'm Dan, your host and narrator, and welcome back to another edition of what used to be Optimal Startup Daily. Slight tweak to the name, we're now Optimal Work Daily, and this is where I read to you from the very best work-related blogs you can find. And just a slight change to the name of the show, but you're still going to be real familiar with the authors and the kind of content that we get into here. So with that, let's get to our post for today as we optimize your life. Done. Reduce task friction to get to task completion by Babauta of Zen Habits.net. Quote, "If you believe in what you are doing, then let nothing hold you up in your work. Much of the best work of the world has been done against seeming impossibilities. The thing is to get the work done." End quote. Dale Carnegie. Done is a beautiful word. It means you've achieved something, no matter how minuscule, a victory in a world filled with defeats. It is a tiny leap of joy in your heart, not only a step towards something wonderful, but actually something wonderful itself. Done means you've won in a battle against procrastination and distraction and endless boring meetings and the constant requests of others, in the battle against a world conspiring to stop done from ever happening. Let's make that battle easier. Let's minimize the friction, all the forces against you, and make done something easy. Reduce the friction, grease the slope towards done, then give yourself a small nudge, and you're off. The friction. What are the things that stop you from getting to done, from even starting on work sometimes? Let's list a few of the bigger culprits. 1. Being overwhelmed by having too much to do. 2. Too many distractions, such as reading on the web. 3. Procrastinating, dreading a task. 4. Not wanting to do a task because it's boring or hard. 5. Being intimidated by a large project. 6. Tools are distracting or tough to use. 7. Fiddling with tools instead of doing. 8. Other people making requests, calling, IMing, emailing. And 9. Meetings. Getting to done. Given this list of friction, how can we reduce the friction to get to done? I can't give a solution to every single problem that every single reader faces, except in a general way. Focus on every single friction and find a way to reduce or eliminate it. The more you can do this, the less friction you'll have, and the easier it'll be to get done. Here are just a few examples. 1. Eliminate meetings as much as possible. They're toxic. Focus on actual work. 2. Eliminate distractions. Turn off email notifications, Twitter, the internet in general. Turn off phones except certain hours. Only check email at pre-designated times. Clear clutter. Don't dawdle on this, though. 3. Pick simple tools, not complicated ones. Not ones that have distractions. Best tool for writing? A text editor such as TextEdit or Notepad. 4. Make a task really small. Small is not overwhelming or intimidating. It's easy. You can get to done faster. 5. Focus on one thing at a time. Having too many things is overwhelming. What can you do right now that matters? 6. Make a project smaller. Reduce the scope. Have it doable in a few days or a week. Work on the other parts when the first part is done. 7. Set office hours. Ask people not to interrupt you except at certain times of the day. 8. Push back smaller tasks. The other things you need to do that interrupt you. Put them in a text file and do them an hour before you finish working so they don't get in the way. And 9. Don't work on boring stuff. Find stuff that excites you. If you can't, consider changing jobs. The art of the small. As you might have noticed, small is better when it comes to getting to completion. It's easier, which is less friction. It's less intimidating. But more than that, small tasks and projects are victories. You can quickly get to completion and feel great about it, and that compels you to keep going. Recently, for example, I launched my new minimalism blog, mnmlist.com. It took 3 days. 1 day to buy the domain, set up WordPress, and find a theme to start from. Another day to tweak the theme to what I wanted and write a few posts. A third day to write more posts and announce it on Twitter and here on Zen Habits. 3 days and I was at done. And getting it public was a big motivator, making it exciting and making me want to work quickly and get to completion. It doesn't work this way with large projects. Writing a book, for example, often takes at least 6 months or even more than a year, which makes it incredibly difficult. So many writers fail. Lots of large projects work this way. They're hard to finish, hard to motivate yourself, hard to stay excited about. A couple other examples. I'm writing a new book called Focus by writing it in small chunks. I call them beta versions, and making it public. Each version is a small project, but they can all be done quickly. Also, I released the theme of mnmlist.com by tweaking the theme I was using and making it ready for release in just one day. Quickly got to done and released it to the public. It was satisfying. Keeping tasks and projects small means they have less friction, and it's easier to stay motivated. Keep things simple. Narrow your focus. Do less. Have less features. Offer less services. Small is better because you'll get to completion. You just listened to the post titled Done, Reduce Task Friction to Get to Task Completion by Leo Babauta of ZenHabits.net.
Between the kids being home and hosting, everything in our house gets used up in summer. With Instacart, I can save money by stocking up on all my favorite summer brands. I save time by getting everything delivered in as fast as an hour. And I save myself a sink full of dirty dishes by stocking up on paper plates for the annual summer cookout. Save more on summer essentials? Spend more time enjoying summer. Add summer to cart. Download the app to get free delivery on your first 3 orders. Offer valid for a limited time. Minimum $10 per order. Additional terms apply.
You're always looking for ways to improve the speed and organization of your work. But if you're still jumping between 50 tabs just to do your job, then maybe you haven't found the right tool yet. That's where Notion comes in. And today, I'm excited to share that they just launched Notion Projects, which includes new, powerful ways to manage projects and leverage the power of their built-in AI features too. Notion Projects combines project management with your docs, knowledge base, and AI, so you can stop jumping between tools, stop paying too much for them, and use automation to help you succeed. In just one workspace, you can do everything you need to get your projects over the finish line, from brainstorming to drafting launch plans to organizing sprints and keeping everyone on deadline. Do your most efficient work with Notion Projects. You can try it for free today at notion.com/OSD. That's all lowercase letters, notion.com/OSD. And when you use our link, you're supporting our show. So go right now to notion.com/OSD. And thank you so much to Leo, who is a pretty regular guy, but he's become an expert in changing habits by making small, incremental changes since 2005. He's originally from Guam, an overweight smoker who is barely making enough money to support his big family. He's got 6 kids, and he turned all of that around, blogging about it throughout the process. Leo now lives in San Francisco comfortably and in charge of how and when he works. And it's a really great story. You can check it all out at ZenHabits.net. But that's it for today on our newly renamed Optimal Work Daily. I thank you, of course, for being here, and I'll catch you in the Tuesday show tomorrow, where your optimal life awaits.